One of Connor's considerations in Georgie and Mandy's first marriage season 1, episode 5 showed him ahead of Sheldon in a big way. Sheldon's absence from Georgie and Mandy's first marriage made the young Sheldon spin-off miss what had been a constant since The Big Bang Theory, a socially inept character, but Connor's introduction in Georgie and Mandy's first marriage showed that not to be the case early on. Despite very different interests, young Sheldon had already highlighted the similarities between Sheldon and Connor, chiefly their focus being on things very different from that of those around them. Georgie and Mandy's first marriage nonetheless made their similarities even bigger. While young Sheldon only showed Connor as a relatively moody teenager, first marriage doubled down on their affinities, essentially defining Connor as someone artistic but with poor social skills. All of Georgie and Mandy's first marriage episodes had Connor create entertaining games that only aggravated his parents because of his inflexibility, his extreme focus on music, and his social ineptitude that went from being too formal with Georgie to sharing his thoughts in unfortunate moments. Doing the latter in Thanksgiving, however, showed him ahead of Big Bang Theory's Sheldon. The high emotions of Georgie and Mandy's first marriage episode 5 relegated Connor to his role of comic relief. But even then, he realized something much sooner than Sheldon did years later in The Big Bang Theory. As Georgie worried about Mary being alone, Connor kept wanting to interject in first marriage episode 5, first declaring how he was considering getting a cat, and then motivating it with never being alone when having a cat. The McAllisters gave Connor's confession little thought, but his realization directly mirrored one Sheldon storyline in TBBT. 17 years before Sheldon understood just the same. Connor's wishes in Georgie and Mandy's first marriage season 1, episode 5 had no effects on the rest of the episode, but Sheldon's did in Big Bang Theory season 4, episode 3. Indeed, he refused to call Amy his girlfriend at the time, but stopping spending time together after Amy belittled physics as a field affected Sheldon so much that he got one cat and called him Robert Oppenheimer. Sheldon didn't stop there, getting the whole Manhattan Project, as Leonard put it, eventually having 25 cats, deeming them wonderful companions who didn't argue or question his intellectual authority, unlike Amy. Connor's similarities with the socially inept genius added to Georgie and Mandy's first marriage's Sheldon problem as the young Sheldon spin-off could have highlighted the differences between the two oddly behaving characters. However, even by making them similar, first marriage doesn't go far enough in its characterization of Connor as unlike any of his peers. Even in his discovery of the positive qualities of having cats, Connor didn't act impulsively and got one, instead he only thought about it. Georgie and Mandy's first marriage thus inevitably highlighted how Sheldon went to bigger extremes than Connor, despite being the character described as the least impulsive in the entire TBBT franchise. While going through alien feelings perfectly motivated Sheldon's reaction, Connor only debating the possibility makes him a tamer version of Sheldon, making Connor's similarities to Sheldon even more puzzling, as they're reduced solely to their behaving oddly. Hopefully, Georgie and Mandy's first marriage can also attribute new qualities to Connor that set him apart from Sheldon in the future.